Good morning. This is Imran ul Haq with a new reading video and book 19. You can see this is test 2. Okay, and reading passage 1. And you can see questions from 1 to 13, and the topic is the Industrial Revolution in Britain. Okay, you can see this is a passage, and we are going to see what kind of questions are given. Yes, okay, complete the notes. This one, as I have already suggested you, whenever you see these kind of completing summary or completing notes, do it on prior basis, because they are the only questions boost your morale, enhance your confidence. Okay, so let's do it. First of all, read out its instructions, one word only from the passage. Okay, question 1 to 7, Britain's industrial revolution, steam power. Okay, we are going to underline the keywords. Okay, new common steam engine was used in mines to remove water. न्यू कॉमन का जो स्टीम इंजन था वो जो माइंस थी उसमें यूज होता था ताकि पानी को रिमूव किया जा सके. In Watt and Bolton's steam engines, the movement of the was linked to a gear system. Watt और जो बोल्टन का स्टीम इंजन था उसकी मूवमेंट जो थी, द मूवमेंट ऑफ दी, किसी चीज की मूवमेंट जो थी उसको लिंक किया गया था गियर सिस्टम के साथ. तो वी विल चेक फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट and Boltons, they are the keywords. We are going to find out where they are mentioned. Okay, Watt and Bolton. Watt and Bolton. Is there any one? You have only 1.5 minutes for one questions. Be aware of it. Okay, Watt, new commons. Yeah, this one is new common, and we are going to find out. Yes, now you can say Watt. Okay, so let's see. In the 1760s, Scottish engineer James Watt started to adapt one of the Newcomen's method and succeeded in making it far more efficient. Okay, Watt later worked with English manufacturer Matthew Boulton. Now you can see both are there. Yes, now it is 100% sure you will get the answer. Okay, Watt and Boulton, okay, to invent a new steam engine, okay, driven by both forward and backward strokes of the pistons. Okay, forward and backward strokes of the piston, while the gear mechanism, now you can say gear mechanism, it was connected to produce rotary motions. Okay, now you can say piston, while the gear mechanism, it was connected, the gear mechanism is connected. You can see now here. Okay, in the Watt and Boulton steam engine, the movement of the piston was linked to the gear system. Okay, now you see piston, write down the piston. Okay, the movement of the piston. Okay, in Watt's Boulton steam, the movement of the piston was linked, and here you can find this is Watt, this is Matthews Boulton to invent a new steam engine driven by forward and backward. Okay, this is the forward and backward, that is the movement. Okay, strokes of the piston, this movement of the piston, while the gear mechanism, it was connected, okay, with the piston. Okay, so let's move toward the next one, a great supply. Okay, try to keep in mind the synonyms also. Was required to power steam engines, a greater supply of, किसी चीज की बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड है. किसकी डिमांड है जी? was required to power steam engines, पावर स्टीम इंजन्स के लिए ज़रूरत है किसी चीज़ की. तो हम देखते हैं जी वो किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है, वो भी देखते हैं हम लोग जी. आगे, द डिमांड ऑफ कोयल जी, ये देख लें, द डिमांड ऑफ कोल है तो ये द ग्रेटर सप्लाई है. ठीक है, डिमांड ऑफ कोल विच वॉज रिलेटिवली cheap energy source, because this was a cheap energy source, grew rapidly, and you can say the greater supply. ठीक है ना जी, the demand of the coal, okay, demand of the coal rapidly grew, a great supply was required. अच्छा, तो हम देखते हैं कि डिमांड किसकी है? कोल की है, which was a relatively cheap energy source, और cheap energy source है, तवानाई का चीप जरिया, ग्रू रैपिडली ड्यूरिंग द इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन, और ये इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के दौरान बढ़ा भी है। तो यहाँ पे तो वो कहता है कि स्टीम पावर स्टीम इंजन के लिए इसको रिक्वायर्ड है। तो हम देखते हैं जी, एज इट वॉज नीडेड टू रन नॉट ओनली द फैक्ट्रीज, इसे सिर्फ फैक्ट्री चलाने के लिए नहीं इस्तेमाल किया जाता, बट मैन्युफैक्चर्ड गुड्स, बट ऑल्सो स्टीम पावर ट्रांसपोर्टेशन। हाँ जी, तो स्टीम पावर्ड ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए भी है। तो चाहिए क्या है जी, यू कैन सी coal. So write down the correct spellings. Okay, the next thing is, you can see the next thing is textile industry. Okay, before the industrial revolution, spinners, weavers worked at home, and okay, before the industrial revolution, the spinners and the weavers, they were the workers. Okay, they worked at home. Okay, they used to work at two places. The one was at home. Which one is the second one? Let's find out. Okay, now we'll go for the textile. This is textile, I think so. This one is textile. Britain had produced textile like wool, linen, and cottage. These are a type of clothes for hundreds of years. But prior to the Industrial Revolution, now you can see prior to the Industrial Revolution. Now here you can see before. Before means prior. Prior to the Industrial Revolution, spinner and weavers. Okay, so worked from home and from another place. Which is that place? We are going to find out. The British textile business was a true cottage industry with the work performed in a small workshop. Okay ji, one is from workshop or even homes. The second one is home, the first one is workshop, but what is given in the question sheet, that one is home is given before, you can see, and the answer will be the next. Okay, so the other one is workshop, so workshops, it is shop, write down shop, it's shops, write down shops. Okay, don't compromise on s or es. Let's move toward the next one. Okay, I have showed you all thing. Yeah, this one I showed you. Okay, one thing is home, the other one is workshops. Okay, that is given. Next one. Okay, let's find out. Smelting of iron ore with coke. Okay, smelting with iron ore with coke resulted in material that was better. Now you can say smelting of iron ore, that is kind of material, okay, with coke, and that one is something like you can say a metal resulted in material, and इसका जो नतीजा निकलता है वो इस तरह के मटेरियल का निकलता है, दैट वाज बेटर, जो कि बेहतर होता है। किस में बेहतर होता है जी, हम देखते हैं इसको कि कहाँ ये दिया गया है। नाउ iron industry, okay, smelting with iron ores, smelting with iron ores, yeah, this one, you see. Okay, now the British iron industry also underwent major changes. It underwent major changes as it adopted new innovations. New innovations were brought to it. Chief among the new technique was smelting of iron ores. You can say this is the major invention. Okay, smelting of iron ore with coke, a material made by heating coal. So this is a material, you can say this is all the material that is made by heating coal. When you heat the coal, okay, you get this kind of material instead of the traditional charcoal. Okay, traditional charcoal, the method was cheaper. This, the smelting of iron ore with coke, okay, it is a cheaper one, and it produced metals, it produced metal that were of higher quality. Okay, that were of higher quality. So we are going to see here, smelting of iron ore with coke resulted material that was better. We are going to find out their synonyms also. Let's see. Okay, you can see. Okay, produced, okay, resulted in. Okay, you can see. Okay, materials that was better, okay, that were of a higher, better, higher, and higher what, quality. So write down quality. This is the easiest one, easiest way to do your reading. Okay, so the next thing is, sorry, one was there and one was missing. We are going to, okay, do this one. Okay, the fifth one is done by mistake. We left the fourth one. Okay, let's start. Not as much, not enough, you can say, was needed to produce cloth once the spinning jenny and power loom were invented. Not as much were needed. Something was not needed when the spinning jenny and power loom were invented, because these were the machines, these were the innovation made by the industrial revolution in Britain. So what was not needed? Okay, not as much needed. What was not much needed? We'll check what was not much needed. Okay, spinning jenny, something like that is there, you can say spinning yarn. Okay, and jenny, you see jenny. Now we are going to read out from there. Starting in the mid 17s, innovations like the spinning jenny and the power looms made weaving cloth and spinning yarn and thread much easier. ओके ये जो थ्रेड था, yarn था, इनको कपड़े को बुनना बनाना आसान कर दिया मशीनों ने. विद दीज मशीन्स रिलेटिवली little labor was required to produce cloth. To produce cloth, little labor was uh, required. Now you can say little, so here he says not as much. Okay, required, needed. Okay, so write down labor. This is the easiest one. Okay, the next thing is, we have done already the fifth one. Sixth one, we are moving toward the sixth one. Demand for iron increased with the growth of. Okay, so try to keep in mind the paraphrasing, the synonyms also, that will help you a lot to find out the answer. Okay, we are going to read out the sixth one. Demand of iron with the growth of. Demand of iron. Okay, we'll check the demand of iron. Okay, enabling Britain's iron and steel production to expand in response to demand created by the Napoleonic War. Okay, and the expansion of the railway. Okay जी, we'll check. Okay, demand for iron increase with the growth of. हाँ जी, जो आयरन की डिमांड थी वो बढ़ी किसी चीज के बढ़ने से. किस चीज के बढ़ने से जी? पहली बात तो ये है, कहता है कि enabling Britain's iron and steel production to expand in response to demand created by Napoleonic War. Napoleonic War जो थी उसकी वजह से एक डिमांड बढ़ी, एंड द एक्सपेंशन और ग्रोथ हुई है किसमें? ऑफ रेलवे. रेलवेज में ग्रोथ हुई है, तो फिर हम लिखेंगे जी कि रेलवेज में ये ग्रोथ है, एक्सपेंशन है. ठीक है जी, तो हमने देखा है. ठीक है जी, यहाँ पे द नेक्स्ट वन इज द लास्ट वन. वी आर गोइंग टू डू द सेवंथ वन, and this is before you. Urbanization. Okay, small towns turned into cities very quickly. The new cities, dirty, crowded, lacked sufficient. So when you have the horde of meanings, there will not be a difficulty in finding out the answers. So try to keep in mind dirty, crowded, sufficient. They will give you meanings. Okay, so fine, industrialization turned smaller cities. Now you can see the major cities are there. Okay, see just a few. This rapid urbanization. Now okay, you can see urbanization is given there. Urbanization, yeah, urbanization is here. Small town turned into cities very quickly. Okay, brought significant challenges as overcrowded cities. You can say overcrowded cities. Overcrowded one, crowded is there. We'll check the dirty one. Even the dirty one is given. Suffered from pollution, the dirty one is also. And the third one, inadequate sanitation. Inadequate and inadequate, lacked sufficient sanitation. Okay ji, use the sanitation. This is really an easy way how to find out the answers. Okay, let's see what kind of questions are given. Now the next one is true, false, and not given. We'll check. Okay, true, false, and not given. Which one is the first one? Okay, see, check. This one is the first one. Okay, Britain's canal network Canal network grew rapidly so that more goods could be transported around the country. Canal network grew rapidly. We'll check where it's mentioned. Somewhere is mentioned canal network. Canal network grew rapidly. Canal network. So we'll start from here also. Canal, fueled canal, the diets canal, not here. Even better you check also, not given here. We'll check out the first page here in the very beginning. Canal network grew. No, canal network. No, canal network grew rapidly, but not this one. But this one is coal. Okay. Canal network. Canal network. Boats, ships. Okay. But now, in addition, steam powered boats and ships were widely used to carry goods, and the canals as well as uh, across the Atlantic. This one is given. In addition, steam powered boats and ships were widely used to carry goods. Okay, these are the transportation which are used to carry out goods along Britain's canal. And they were also using canals as a uh, source of carrying goods. Okay, so as well as across, but nowhere mentioned that the canal network grew rapidly. You see, nowhere mentioned. So when there is nowhere mentioned, so it is not given. Let's move. Cost in the iron industry rose when the technique of smelting iron ore coke was introduced. When the technique of smelting iron ore with coke was introduced, cost in the iron industry rose. You can see we have read that one. The same thing, we will go directly there. Whether the cost of iron went up when this technique was introduced. Let's see. Okay, iron. Yeah, this one there. Yeah. The British iron industry also underwent major changes as it adopted new innovation. Chief among the new technique was the smelting of iron ore. Yes, this one, a material made by heating coal instead of traditional charcoal. The method was cheaper. This method was cheaper, and this method was cheaper and produced metal that were of high quality. Okay ji, this method was cheaper. Okay, this one, which method? Smelting of iron with coke. This method was cheaper. Cost in the iron industry rose. So it was rose? No. This method made the cost of iron cheaper. So it means this is a false. This is false. So write down false. Okay, so next thing, Samuel Moore's communication. Okay, Samuel Moore communication. Okay, communication system was more reliable than that developed by the William Cook and Charles Wheatstone. Cook and Charles Whitestone developed a communication system which was not more reliable than Samuel Moore's. Okay, Samuel Moore's communication system was more reliable than these two. Let's see. He has any communication system. Where is Samuel Moore's? Samuel Moore's. Where is Samuel Moore's? This one. Okay. The later part of the Industrial Revolution also saw key advances in communication methods as people increasingly saw new communication efficiently over digital. Britain inventor, yes, this one, okay, patented the first commercial telegraph system in the 1830s, and it would Samuel Moore and other inventors worked on their own versions. Okay, in the United States, Cook and Wheatstone system was soon used for railway signaling. In the UK, as the speed of the new locomotive increased, it was essential to have a fast and, अब देख रहे हैं कहीं पे भी ये नहीं लिखा कि ये इसका सिस्टम जो था सैमुअल मूर का कम्युनिकेशन सिस्टम उनसे बेहतर था, वो रिलायबल था। तो जब रिलायबल नहीं था, कहीं पे लिखा ही नहीं है कि उनसे बेहतर है, तो फिर डेफिनेटली ये नॉट गिवन होगा। नेक्स्ट है द इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट्स ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन वर लिमिटेड टू सर्टन सेक्टर्स ऑफ सोसाइटी। जो इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के जो कुछ मुआशी फ़वाइद हुए हैं, द बेनिफिट्स द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन और द रेवोल्यूशन इन economic in Britain, okay, it was limited to certain sectors of society. Let's see, okay, we'll check, okay, we'll check first of all. So we'll check this answer of this one. Okay, economic benefits are restricted to some specific sectors of society. We'll check this one. Okay, industrialization increased the country's economic output. Now, can you have found that some keywords output overall and improve the standard of living. Now you can say improve the standard of living for the middle and upper classes. Yes, he is right that some specific factor benefited from this revolution, and which are those factors? Middle and upper class. Okay, many poor people continue to struggle, and the poor people are still continuing to struggle. They are still struggling, but specific factors, which one are these? Middle and upper classes, they have benefited started of living. Okay, so overall what happened? Increase the country's economic output overall and improved, enhanced the standard of living of the middle and upper class, but poor are still struggling. Okay, so you can see this is exactly the matching. The economic benefit of industrialization were limited to certain sectors of society. Which are the sector? Specific sectors, those are middle and uh, which one is the next? Upper class. Okay, this is the right one, and we'll write down T for true. The next thing is some skilled weavers believed that introduction of the new machines would lead to losses. Some of the weavers, those were the workers working in industry, they were of the belief that by introducing new machines they will lose their jobs. Let's see, is it true? Is it true? Okay, now you see a group of workers who became known of the Luddites or Luddites were British weavers and textile workers who objected to the increased use of mechanized looms and knitting, because they have objection on the looms and knitting frames. Okay, they were invented, they were the machines, mechanized looms. Okay, many had spent years learning their craft, many of them spent years to learn this their art, and they feared, now they are afraid that unskilled machine operators were robbing their livelihood. Definitely the operators, those who will operate those new machines, will rob their लाइवलीहुड, वो उनकी नौकरी जो है, जो उनकी रोजी रोटी है, वो छीन लेंगे, तो उनके खतरा दुरुस्त हैं। तो वो बिल्कुल एज इट इज़ ही मैच कर रहा है। हम देखते हैं कि सम स्किल्ड वीवर्स जो है, उनका यकीन है कि न्यू टेक्सटाइल मशीन्स जो आई हैं वो उनकी जॉब्स जो है वो छीन लेंगी। तो ये भी है कि उन्होंने कई साल तो लगाए हैं, ठीक है जी। दे feared that unskilled machine operators were robbing them or their livelihood, ठीक है, तो उनकी जो है वो रोजगार जो है वो छीन लेंगे। तो नेक्स्ट थिंग इज, नाउ we'll check the next and the last one. This is, there was some sympathy among local people for the Luddites who were arrested near Huddersfield. Okay, some people had sympathy for the Luddites who were arrested, because these Luddites were the weavers and the spinners. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Luddites. Yeah, these are Luddites. Okay, machine breaking Luddites. The first major instance of the machine breaking took place in, okay, in a fit of fury. They broke the machines as well in 1811 in the city of Nottingham, and we were talking about Huddersfield. Where is Huddersfield? You can say Huddersfield. We'll check out the Huddersfields. Yeah, this is the Huddersfields. We'll check. The unrest finally reached its peak in the unrest. These skirmishes, okay, this fight, okay, its peak in April 1802 when few Luddites were shot during an attack on a mill near Huddersfield. Okay, some of them were shot dead. Okay, near the Huddersfield. Do the people of local community had some kind of sympathy with them? Let's see. Okay, in the days that followed, other Luddites were arrested. Others were also arrested, the local people, and dozens were hanged. Some of them were hanged, okay, or transported to Australia. By 1813, the Luddites' resistance had all but vanished. It was vanished. Now you can see there was not mentioned that the local people had some feelings of sympathy with them. So when the information is not mentioned, so it is not given. This was Industrial Revolution in Britain. It was book 19. I try to keep before you everything clean and clear, like a crystal clear, so that you may find the answers clearly. So this was the reading passage 1, test 2, book 19. See you in the next video. Bye.